AV, line them up.
What up, CBR fan? We back here another week, another guest, another time to let this show go completely off the fucking rails. But we made it to another week. Uh, Shout out to y'all that showed up so far. Man, who got kids is going back to school? Y'all ready? Today was my daughter's first day at kindergarten. Last year she had pre-K. It just seemed like it's so much shit that's involved with this shit that's completely unnecessary. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't give a shit about being at my daughter's first day of school. It just makes his life so much harder. But I get it. You got to do that for your kids, and so your family has pictures and stuff. But yeah, school shopping, all that stuff, man. It comes with the territory of having kids, man. If you don't want to deal with this shit, then wear condoms or get cut like me, but get cut way sooner. Who we got here? First blood. We had Ro. What's good, Ro? We had Tuck. We had Dimitri. Um, Art of Chondros in the house. Listen, I appreciate that Dimitri talks about himself in third person using his Instagram moniker. Do very much appreciate it. What up, tradesman? What's up, DD? What's up, Sony? What's up, CJ? Man, CJ, if you keep putting that up, maybe that man to get here on time. So keep putting it up. DD, I hope that you don't think you're a loser walking around in Daytona by yourself. Um, I don't know if that meets loser qualifications, but I hope not. I hope you meet up with some good people. My good brother Sal, what's going on, man? What up, Chris from In the Box? Uh, who else we got? Whoa. Kino putting the fairies if you know what that is. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it right now. And we got Howdy from Sodi. So yeah, man, I'm glad to see y'all here again. Last week, you know what? I'm gonna get to the MVF deep dive. This post comes from. Forgive me, y'all. My computer's been acting hella weird. This one comes from 2021, and it's about watery blisters on the lower abdomen from Snake oh 07. So this is what he says. Thank you. He says, so I have a green tree python I purchased back in 2018 from a small breeder in Belgium. The snake began to develop small water blisters inside about 2 years ago. I brought him to the vet to check on multiple bumps, but the vet did not believe it was life threatening. So I decided to take the fluid samples from each blister to the lab. However, all tests came back normal. She told me it was better to leave them on the snake and see if they grew at all or did the snake recover. He says he says in the meantime, he has done plenty of research and realized that he has kept it in too humid conditions during the first year from too much misting. Also used cocoa chips so humidity would rise up too fast and would not go down easily. Um, he says he began keeping them on paper towel instead of cocoa chips. He regularly changed the water bowl, began using reverse osmosis water. Today he kept them. Today he is kept in a large exoterra with PVC tubing. I guess that means his purchase. 100-watt ceramic bulb for a hot spot and a small neon light. He says I heat my reptile room to about 26 to 28 degrees Celsius. The humidity is set around 60%, and he sprays them temporarily. And he shows some pictures, which at this point in time I didn't show. So, Mark Hager from Texas Chondros, he wrote, "Have you checked it or treated it for parasites? It looked like subdermal parasites." That was his take on it. We got a post. We got a reply from Rich Culver as well. He says, "Are you 100% this Chondro's captive born or is it wild caught?" And he says, "What have you been feeding this animal?" He says that it is. He said that he's fed him pinky mice. He hasn't fed him lizards. Um, and that's pretty much it. Like people have said something about. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this, man, about humidity and chondros. You don't have to keep your chondro super humid. Like, and the thing about keeping chondros in an exoteric, if you don't have good relative humidity in your actual room, just naturally, you're gonna end up overly humidifying that enclosure, especially if you're using substrate like cocoa husk or Repti chip. And I'm not saying this shit because I don't want y'all to enjoy y'all lives. I've done this shit and failed. This was my first chondro. Um, and you can't keep the humidity up, but it gets wet. I didn't learn until my second chondro that it was a bad idea. Also, with that being said, if you have questions about a snake having parasites, get a fecal scan on it. Go get your little float and scoop up the little chondro shit in the little vial and take it to the vet. Don't sit there and wonder about it. Just go do it. I think that my vet charges around like it might be $50 alone to get that done, but it's not a super expensive thing, but it's better to know because things could be water blisters, they couldn't be. Even with the neos, you can keep the neos too humid and too wet, and you can get water blisters on your neo. I've had water blisters. I had water blisters on a few of my neos for my first clutch. Realized it doesn't need to be that humid. Um, you don't need to constantly spray them. You don't need to keep that paper towel certain wet after a certain super wet after a certain period of time of that chondro being alive. Once they start eating and thriving, you don't really got to spray them every day. Let that paper towel completely dry um, before you spray it again. Uh, Tuck, shut up, Tuck. Um, Also, water blisters aren't super serious. Don't overreact and think you got to do something crazy over water blisters. They usually recover uh, pretty quickly as soon as they shed. But you still don't want this occurring. I think that's pretty much it on the topic. If you guys have seen water blisters on your animals, put it in the comments. Anything you got, how you got rid of it. Did you realize you was being dumb? Are you still being dumb? All that good shit. Um, what I want to get to is last week we got to do trap talk with MJ. Which was a big moment because it hasn't been always super it hasn't always been super easy but a lot of things were due to miscommunications between us and MJ is a wonderful dude, man. We talked to MJ on multiple occasions. Now we keep pretty good contact with him, so we got a much better relationship, and I appreciate MJ for having us on. It was a good time. And we look forward to doing more stuff with MJ in the future. With that being said, though, with that being said, um, we do know because I think that MJ said something about it. We do know that there are people that try to keep shit going on between us. It's not something that we generally like. It's not something that we even talk about often. There's some things that have gone on between me and Kino and other people that we don't openly disclose. Not necessarily because we're super concerned about people having opinions about us trying to withhold information from y'all. It's not a lot of that stuff uh is not important, man. It's not really worth arguing about. To some people it is. I'll tell y'all this first of all. Um I got a life outside of snakes. Snakes is a very oh yeah. Hold on. Let me get it going for you. I gotta show you a video too. So my bad, Chris. Thank you for reminding me. Um me and Keno both we have lives outside of snakes, so that's not gonna be our biggest focal point. We love people, and people that don't love us, man. Listen, I'm not gonna be sitting here calling out names or being a dick. There's a lot of people that support us in private. There's a lot of people that support us openly. There's a lot of people that don't support us at all, man. It doesn't make us upset about it all. We'll treat you accordingly. But we do always really appreciate the people that show up here and support us because you don't have to. You can be doing anything in the world. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes, when I gotta do the show, I be thinking about, man, I just really want to sit. Uh, I really just want to put my Crocs on and just watch Mars Attacks, but I gotta do this show, or some stupid ass shit like that. But um, if you got it in your mind that you're gonna keep up beef between us and EMJ or anybody else, like just think twice. We can always contact these people. Anybody that we don't talk to, um, please believe that we really don't give a fuck. We don't really give a fuck what y'all been running around here saying. And I've heard it all from a lot of people. And I know a lot of this shit is actually true. I know these people actually said this shit, but we're not really gonna get into addressing this shit with y'all. Um, because the fact that I know that y'all say this shit and y'all tell other people when they come back and tell me, I know I'm not super unreachable. I know Keno's not super unreachable. You've seen me at a few shows. You can see us. Like it's not a big deal. Um, but a lot of that shit is petty. And we not up for keeping petty shit going. So shout out to MJ, shout out to every Chondro keeper that's doing their thing. Shout out to every snake keeper, reptile keeper, dog keeper, whoever's doing their thing and doing it with love. And if you're not one of those people, then fuck you. And you can see me when you see me. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I am gonna show Chris's video because I didn't show his banner at first, and that's my bad, bro. Wrong video. That is from Chris at In a Box Designs. You can catch him on Etsy. You can hit him up on IG. Don't forget to use that promo code to save yourself some money. You're gonna save yourself some money. And we like seeing y'all save yourself some money. We do got Chondro classifieds. We got people that actually do watch the show that actually send us animals to show y'all. The first person we're gonna show up is where is it? Is for Marlon. We're gonna show Marlon's animal first. So Marlon has his job per. Hit him up at Exotic Keeper Vision. He also is on IG at Exotic Keeper Vision. Marlon's super easy guy to talk to. I don't necessarily know the ins and out of the pricing with this one, but talk to Marlon and he'll set you straight, man. He's super accessible. So holler at Marlon if you're looking for a giant purr. I'm not sure. I think it's a male. I'm not sure. I forget. Might be a female. I don't know. It's a giant purr. And next up we got one from Kyle Magana, who's actually doing an episode of Trap Talk tonight. Shout out to my boy Kyle Magana and the good people over at Trap Talk, Bill Stiegel and Marshall Mendez and all of them over there. But this is from Kyle Magana. It's a beautiful yellow Neo. And get up with him. I'm not sure how much animal it is either. I'm not exactly sure what's in this thing either. It's got some stuff in it though. But hit up Kyle Magana. Beyond that, I think that's it. We got Keno coming in shortly. You know his ass is gonna be late. But before Keno gets here, we're gonna bring in our guest, man. Oh. for
Yo, what's good,
Eddie
man? What's good?
Garcia,
What's good?
aka Father Blue.
Hey,
What
hey,
up,
what's up,
man?
man? Chilling,
Hey, how
chilling,
you
man. Thanks for
been,
having me,
man?
man. Pretty
Hey,
good, man.
man, we
Can't
glad to have you
complain, you
back.
know. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
bro. It's been
man.
like a year. I was literally
It,
looking at the stories and stuff of my thing. It's been like a year since this, man. So thank you for having me again.
hey, man, we wanted to get you back again. Listen, I know we're not a monitor show, but we love seeing the monitor people. We love seeing the um the emerald people. There may or may not be a carpet python show in the works. So if you got
Oh
carpet
man.
pythons and you want to talk about carpet pythons, talk to me about how you like talking in front of other people about your carpet pythons. But for right now, we got Mr. Father Blue in the house with his beautiful setup, man. Hey, man, how did everything work out a year ago with all the stuff that you were planning on doing as far as breeding? I've seen the successes, and I've seen you all over the place, man. Every time you take a picture, you got a new hat. I know you living good over there, bro. I know you
Bro,
living good.
man, yeah, bro. Everything we talked about for the most part came to fruition, you know. And I'm blessed, you know. The Lord's with me and everything like that on that side, and everything, man. Trying to think about what we talked about from the breeding. I got my first ever successful hatching, all the way from laying eggs to incubation. I hatched out two full term babies. I ended up getting like I think it was like four clutches total. Unfortunately, all of them didn't come through, but again, two of them came all the way through, which is sick. I told you guys I was hinting towards going to see these animals in the wild and going to Batanta. I fucking did it. I
Yep.
went to Indonesia. I went to Batanta. I was there 30 days in the jungle, looking for these guys, filming them. We're working on a documentary. The documentary's still in the process right now. There's so much stuff right now happening too, man. Like, yeah, bro, it's been amazing, man. It's been amazing, honestly.
I see it in your Facebook picture. You taking pictures with little indigenous children.
Yo, bro, that picture, man, that's so funny. So I ended up going to Indonesia during my birthday week, right? Like I was there. My birthday is January 9th, and I was there from like December 28th to like the end of like the beginning of February. And on our way, like my birthday was in the jungle, and I remember one of the guys he caught two. Somehow he came out with two big ass fish from the jungle. He was like, "Happy birthday! This is your birthday gift. Two big fish from the jungle." We ate those, and then when we came back to the village, I came back. My homie was like, "Yo, bro, come film this stuff. Come film this." And I was like, "Bro, I don't want to film little children, bro. I don't feel good like that." And then it was a whole party that the village had threw. They did like a ceremonial dance, everything like that to wish me happy birthday. And that was sick, man. That was so sick.
You know what's crazy is if you down in
What's
Mississippi
up, Father
and
Blue? Yo, what's
It's
up,
so
y'all?
sick.
What's going on?
you say you pulled two big fish out of the jungle down in Mississippi, they gonna say you pulled two fat girls up out the cafe. That's what they gonna say to you. What up,
Hey,
Kino, man?
hey,
So,
they need love. They need love too, though.
Yeah, they do. They need it. I mean, they got that fish grease that be hot and popping.
A good perk.
Oh, he
A
said,
good
he
perk
said
up in
like
there.
that perch. So yeah, man. Can we get a quick bio from you? I got some things I want to go over with you, as far as your setup and all the things that you accomplish, and also, man, Brooklyn. I want to talk to you about Brooklyn.
Yeah, man, of
Kino,
course, of course.
Kino, you got anything you want to say?
Man. What you mean? Far as what? Like, any updates or something?
Yeah, yeah. You just came in.
Well, y'all, thanks for having me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. Let me join the Chondro Bar Room this week. But what's going on, Father Blue, man? We ain't had you on in a minute. Shout out to all the people in the comments.
Shout out to Bill, Country Boy, Conjo. That's all you, man. Shout out to Alan, my brother.
Bill, I see you. Ro, what's going on, Ro? Y'all dropped them
Bro.
fairies for a brother. You know,
Yeah, still don't drop them fairies for
Alan
this
Warner,
motherfucker.
Alan, everybody. I see you, Dee Dee,
little
Marlon,
Alan.
Tuck, Rainbow. But no, it's been a cool week. I wanted to just before we got into Father Blue, interview, I want to kind of piggyback on what you said. Like like we know there's people out there, talking crazy about us or whatever, but you know, it's been probably specifically a person been talking crazy for a couple months about us, but um, just like in the past when he talked shit about us, we ain't gonna fuck. We don't give a fuck now. To be honest, and if you don't fuck with us, that's cool. Like Chad said, fuck you too.
We don't care. I promise
You know
you,
what I'm
we don't
saying?
care.
Hey, you don't. That's what I'm talking about. There you go, fairies, baby.
Don't
Yeah,
get that
man.
man
Just to
motherfucker.
piggyback off of what you
Huh?
guys said there, man. That's hella shout out to you guys for being like that, grown up about that whole thing, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, I dealt with the same thing, bro. Like because what I got over here and everything like that, I had a lot of people not mess with what I was doing because I'm a younger guy. I was really outspoken. I had these big ideas. People didn't like it, and it took me a minute to be adult enough to be like, yo, bro, that's not me problem. That's a you problem. And I'm sorry that that is like that. I'm going to
Yeah,
hold the olive branch out. When you want to be homies again, we can be homies, but I'm going to leave it at that, And commend you guys. Shout out to you guys for like knowing, how to be grown up about that situation.
yeah,
Yeah, man, a lot of shit just be petty, man. You can't go forward with anything in life being petty all the time. You're gonna end up aggravating yourself, going tit for
yeah,
tat, and you shouldn't spend your time arguing with people you don't like. You gotta if you got a significant other you got kids with, you gotta argue with them. Don't be
yeah.
arguing with people you don't fucking like, bro. Just
A lot of times, we self confidence can offend people's sensibilities.
yeah.
They hate that like you believe in yourself so much.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, who is this freaking right
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Who is he? Who is this dude coming on this scene calling himself Father Blue and blah blah blah?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
man. That
I
name,
remember.
bro. Damn.
So I want to get to the controversy that I remember, and it happened about the trip. I want to get to that in a second.
Yeah,
But I think that a lot of people that didn't get to see that first episode, I
for sure.
think that they would really benefit from getting just a quick bio of Father Blue and his many uh, monitor talents.
Yeah, man. Well, my name's Eddie,
Nigga monitor
Eduardo
talent.
Garabito. Everyone
What?
calls me Eddie or Father Blue. I'm originally from Washington, D.C., but I live in New York. I've been out here for like 8 years, so I'm pretty much a New Yorker at this point, right? But I keep and work with the blue tree monitors. That's the only species of animal that I keep in this entire collection in my home, and I work with for the past couple of years. I've only been working with these animals, which is where I got the name Father Blue. And Father Blue doesn't come from the reptiles. That was a name I had before the reptiles, but it went with the reptiles once I got with the blue tree monitors. But I've been working with reptiles since I was a kid, man. Since I was like 14, 15, going to expos with my mom, hiding snakes in the house and things like that, and I letting her know what I had and everything like that. And when I had my own place and I could afford to do this, I went all out and I have what I have right here. But I got a large collection of blue tree monitors. I'm breeding them now successfully. I'm traveling to Indonesia and working with the people in Indonesia. I'm filming a documentary talking about the animals here, captive breeding them to hopefully have this project of conservation where I donate babies to zoos around the world and everything like that to keep these animals alive and not falling under extinction from how because they're threatened in the wild. But man, that's pretty much it, man. Just a normal dude like everyone else. Just got a crazy passion for these animals, and I spend all my money here, man, instead of elsewhere.
And on hats, bro. You spend a lot of money on hats, bro. You and Keno, y'all two hat gods, man.
I ain't on the hat game. I can appreciate a good hat game. So
Yeah, man. You gotta have a
I
hat for every
appreciate that.
outfit, bro.
I got too
Got
much
to,
hair
baby.
for hats, man. I think the last hat I bought was right before I went to Tilly. It was a bucket hat, and I was just like, "That's cool." But I haven't bought another hat besides it. The only hat I got that I wear regularly is like my yard hat that Keno calls the slave hat. He's
Cotton, there's a cotton picker hat.
shut your ass up, nigga. Oh,
Hey,
but
but
yeah, man.
you don't wear the dark hats with the feather in the side no more?
No, man. I don't.
Okay.
I never wore hats like that in my life.
Okay.
What are you getting at?
I didn't get anything. I was just, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Listen, I don't wear a coochie selling bonnet. Uh, what up, Justin Velez? Hey man, I want to get
That's my
to
man, Justin.
What up,
I,
Justin?
I want to get to last year with the trip, the things that happened that kind of
Yeah, we trust.
that put hurdles in front of the way for that trip and like how you made it happen. Yes, Sal, in the Blade we trust. And just all the things that happened. I want you to just give us a full
There you
deep
go,
dive of
tradesman.
that
There you
trip
go.
Yeah,
to the
man.
snake
That so
bucket.
that
Bill Hoffman, get away from me and my family.
Two tears in a
yeah,
bucket.
that trip was crazy, man. Because that trip came. That was a planning of like about a year to get to go to Indonesia to Batantas to see these animals. And I got the inspiration from another guy that had went out before me. And he had gone out there. He had seen the tree monitors, the blue tree monitors first. He had went with this guy that I had seen from a documentary where, like I would say, like 20 years ago, these guys in Europe went to Batanta to look for crocodile monitors, and they went with this one guy named Meredith, who was like a famous trapper or catcher out in Indonesia. So I found out through this guy that he had worked with the new guy that had went a couple years back had used the same dude. So I contacted the guy. He's like, "Yo, man, I want to go out to Indonesia. I'll pay you whatever you need. Take me out there. I want to see blue tree monitors. I've never seen them. I love them here. Let's go." Everything was all fine. I had been
Was
planning with this guy for like 6 months up until that point to go out to Indonesia to see these animals for the first time and by myself and record them on a camera. And I wasn't that I'm not the most I don't got the most money in the world. I was trying to do something cool for the community. I was like, hey man, I'm trying to document this thing, try to make a documentary, get some information for us so we can do this a little bit better. I threw a GoFundMe out. And I threw a GoFundMe. I was like, hey man, help me get out to Indonesia to make this documentary. The more money I bring in, the better this documentary can come out. Well, for whatever reason, man, the community did not like that that I made a GoFundMe. They tore that thing to pieces. And from there, that blew up and made such a commotion in the tree monitor scene that this guy that had went there before me, that had gotten the information of who the dude's contact out there was, found out about this, hits up the guy in Indonesia and say, hey, fuck this guy, don't take him to Indonesia. He's bad news. He's gonna mess it up for everybody. And so the guy just went ghost on me. He blocked me on Instagram, blocked me on Facebook, blocked me on WhatsApp, everything. And I couldn't get in contact with this guy for nothing. And this is the only dude that I knew that could take me to Indonesia to see these tree monitors. And that just like blew my whole
So
world.
man,
I had my whole ticket set up and everything like that. I was supposed to go like a month later, and now my trip's fucking ruined because of this whole commotion online. And because this one individual decided to get involved and mess it up for me. Fast forward, I did the biggest investigation of myself that I could to figure out how to get up there. I went on every single Facebook group that dealt
what up,
with
man?
that area. Raja Ampa, I was like, yo, bro, I'm a guy. I'm trying to come out here. Who's seen these lizards? Put pictures of the lizards. Have you seen these lizards? Do you know does your dad know about these lizards? Someone take me out there. I'll pay you whatever. And at one point, man, I got desperate and I was just going to go fly out to Indonesia by myself and just try to wing it, figure out when I was over there how to figure out how to find these animals.
your ass
You
gonna
about to
get
be
kidnapped.
jungle? You about to be jungle renegading?
Boy,
Is that
You
what
that
you
about
would
to
have
get
been the
you gonna get
dumbest
kidnapped.
idea in
you
my
about to be
life if
renegading
I
on a
did it.
jungle blade?
Boy, that would have been crazy had I done that because I thought this island was like a tiny little on Google it's like Batanta's 10 miles long. Bullshit it is. Bullshit it is, bro. I would have killed myself trying to do that, man. Like, especially with the mountains we were climbing and all this crazy, bro. And the snakes, the venomous, bro, I would have been dead. Honestly, the first day I would have been dead. And
Nah,
I had like,
bro. You would
yeah,
have
it
had to
was
get your short shorts and your little 9mm and get your lower cropped on and just do a
yeah.
whole bunch of barrel rolls on the mountain.
Throw the Crocs in sport mode, man.
Yeah, put your Crocs in sport mode. Do some adventures. Yo,
Yeah,
Trapper
man.
sounds like a pretty shitty trapper. You should have got Young G.
Nah, but he was the guy,
He's
bro. He
highly
was
recommended.
he was the guy that had found the blue tree monitors, bro. So that's why I wanted to work with him. The whole reason they're in the trade in the U.S. is because of this guy, which is why I wanted to work with him. But fast forward, I do all this stuff, and luckily I get in contact with somebody who puts me with the right guy in Indonesia, who's my fixer, my guy. Man, I fucking love this dude now. I talk to him almost every fucking day. I'm gonna go see him real soon again. He speaks English and he knows every fucking person that I need to know in Indonesia. He knows how to find anything I want to find in Indonesia. He can find it for me. And he took me out there, man. Luckily, by the grace of God, he was able to take me out there and successful trip, bro. But even to, oh man, this is the bullshit about it, right? Because like we had planned the trip for 2 months. I mean, for 1 month to be in Indonesia. My first week I got there, I was supposed to work with these trappers who, unfortunately by me, happened to work with the dude who messed up everything that first trip. I didn't know this until I got there. We go there first day, and these guys bail on us. For 2 weeks, they're gone. They're MIA. We can't find them. So we're scrambling to find new people in Indonesia to take us to go see the tree monitors. We get fucking lost. Nobody fucking knows what they're doing, but we still entertain and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, these guys hit us up 2 weeks in the trip, like, yo, we're down to help you out. We'll help you out. Yeah, for sure. Here you go. We need the money. We pay them. They take us out for the last 2 weeks. We find the fucking blue tree monitors. And the whole time they're telling us, yeah, bro, we did it because we thought that you wasn't a good fit, but we kind of need the money. And now we met you and we know we bang with you now. You know what I'm saying? And everything could have been avoided had we just had conversations and everything like that. Everyone would have got paid. Nobody got hurt. We didn't mess anything up. It was just people trying to get involved in stuff that had no business getting involved in because they want to do it first type of thing. And it's all water on the bridge now. Everyone, I talked to them. I even talked to the guy that messed it up to me. I apologized to him. He apologized to me. It's all good now, but it was just a crazy fucking situation. But now I got the blueprint. I got the everything. If there's anything you want to see in Indonesia, bro, you want to see Cyclops, green tree pythons. You want to go see fucking tree monitors. You want to go see cassowaries. I got a guy for you. That'll take you to see anything you want now.
Listen, don't say you got a guy that'll take Keno to see anything he wants to see, because I guarantee you it's not gonna be a reptile.
They got him.
It's
They got him.
it's
They got
gonna
him
be
in
small
Indonesia
enough
too.
to fit in his dungaree cargo pocket, but it's not
Nah,
gonna be
that's probably like realistically, we talking about probably like a duffel bag.
a double bag. Don't help him out. Anyway,
Hey, look, what you should have did was instead of you making a GoFundMe, what you should have made was OnlyFans.
Yeah, that right. I should have, bro.
Taking picture with the monitors half naked. You could have made some money.
hey man, reptile monitor, the reptile weird picture game is
Yeah.
it's calmed down over the last couple years or so.
Yeah.
I saw like a picture that I had posted like on my stories like almost a year ago, and it was like some girl who said, "I'm keeping my snake warm," and like the snake was sitting between her gut and her boobs, and I was just like, "Damn, that snake probably never dreamed it would be just getting saturated with Cheeto dust and fucking titty sweat."
She was helping the shed.
Yeah.
I think
Keeping
she,
humidity up, bro.
I think she was helping herself. But yeah, man. So with the trip, all in all, how did the filming of the documentary portion go?
Oh man, amazing, bro. We got so much footage while we were out there. I got a bunch of interviews from trappers. I got a bunch of interviews from the locals, them talking about what's been going on in that land and everything like that. Like, because no one really knows what's up with the blue tree monitors or tree monitors in general, right?
You got an interview from
And
Huh?
what's up? Oh, something.
No, never mind. I misheard you. My bad.
Oh yeah, and so no one really knows what's happening with the tree monitors out in the wild or anything like that. And so while I was out there, we were able to find a handful of tree monitors. I'm the first person, from my knowledge, to document, to record those, to film those animals in the format that I filmed, which is like 4K with the camera and everything like that. That's never been documented that I know of. And I'm the first person to ever document how they catch the animals in the wild. No one's ever seen how they do that. And I was able to catch these, to film these guys climbing up a 50-foot tree and having like a bamboo noose and pulling one of these tree monitors down from the tree one-handed from a whole tree. Like, bro, and it was crazy. Like the information we found, what we got to witness and see, and hear from these people, you know, and you talk to these guys, you know, like we asked them like, yo, why do you do this, bro? Like, why are you risking your life? You could die climbing down a tree one-handed. They're like, because there ain't no money out here. This is how we get our money, you know? And I asked the guys, yo, bro, how much How much are you getting paid to risk your life for this lizard right here, right? You're climbing up, you could die. Oh, if I take this to the guy to sell it, he'll give me $15 US dollars for this tree monitor. And I just couldn't believe that shit, man. Honestly, it was just so eye opening to like experience that and be with these people. And like I'm over here paying their day rate. I'm paying them more than they were getting like a whole week in a day just to take me out here to see these animals. And it was crazy. But bro, we got so much footage, and it's not over. The documentary is still being developed right now as we speak. We got tickets booked. We're going back over there, and we're filming a whole nother segment of this, man. And the goal this time is to hopefully to get a couple more interviews, get the story down a little bit more down packed, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we can find tree monitors breeding in the wild and babies is what we really want to see on camera, because that's never been documented before, and we want to be one of the first people to do it.
I was gonna ask you, did you, when you were out there, did you see any potential like nesting areas that a female monitor will lay in?
Well, we saw a lot of different options. For sure, we want to say that we don't believe these animals are laying on the ground. They're definitely not laying on the ground. The ground's way too like hard packed. The amount of rain that was happening there, there's no way those eggs would get like they would drown in the amount of rain that's out there.
So you thinking what, like tree trunks, hollowed out tree trunks or something?
Yeah, we're thinking hollow out tree trunks or termite nests. We found a couple. We found a couple like dried up termite nests that we think they could be used, but we weren't able to get inside those to check. It wasn't breeding season, so there was no need to like mess them up to check them out or anything like that. But talking to the trappers, they said that on numerous occasions they would break open trunks when they're like cutting down trees, because they cut down trees to make like housing and things like that over there. They would find eggs by accident, you know. So again, it's still to be determined how these things are laying eggs. We have no clue, to be quite honest, you know. And hopefully we'll figure that out soon.
So while you were there, did you get to study any patterns like breeding, or if they actually how they act, like their hunting cycles and things like that? Did you get to see any of that?
Yeah, so we didn't get to see any of them eating in person, but what we did discover was a lot of really cool, beautiful, like environmental things that we didn't even think about. For instance, like one thing we noticed was that the tree monitors, every time we found one, and except for on one occasion, every time we found a tree monitor, they were up high, super high, like 50 feet up in the air, the highest point of the trees that they could be at. And when we did see them at the bottom, obviously they were down there hunting, right? When we at one point we went to one of the highest points on one of these islands that was very near the tree line that they would be at. And the biggest thing that I noticed was just how much cooler it was up there. There was less humidity, way more breeze. It was so much cooler than it was at the bottom beneath the canopy, which made us realize that maybe these animals were keeping them way hotter than we are in captivity, and they need this airflow, this air circulation, this cooler breeze in order to be, you know, active and healthy, right? That's one thing we noticed. Another thing we noticed was that
sounds like they give Superman high, like Keno's favorite song.
Yeah. Another thing we noticed was the food. Like there were a lot of bugs, but the biggest thing we saw that we thought might be like something they were eating, instead of bugs, we saw skinks everywhere, little tiny skinks all over the place. And we felt like that's what they were possibly eating, was skinks more so than insects, because the skinks are climbing up the same trees they're climbing up. And it just made sense that that's probably going to be a big staple of the diet that they're eating out there, you know?
No birds?
We saw birds, but to be quite honest, man, I just think that the birds that they have out there are so big that I don't think that's something they're eating. And we didn't see enough like proof that they're eating birds over anything else. But definitely we didn't see mice. We didn't see any indication of any like mice or rodents. A good friend of mine said that potentially they're eating sugar gliders, because there's a big population of sugar gliders up there in Batanta. But definitely no, I didn't see any indication of birds or thing. For me, the biggest things was bugs and skinks seem like the biggest possible diet that they're eating out there. But we're gonna try to find out more of that the next trip that we go on.
Did you get a chance to see them move from tree to tree at all?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that was really freaking cool because you know it's funny. I've gotten into arguments with people in the past about like keeping monitors, and they're like, you need to have your monitor with a log this big that it can hold its whole body, and this and this and that. And every time we saw the tree monitors, they're like chilling or crawling on these tiny little branches, the tiniest little branches, moving from branch to branch, getting over to their places, chilling in between four branches like this, cooling.
Also,
Not,
just like chondros.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But everyone was like, "Bro, you need to be able to keep the big old log." Like you see, like I have the big logs, and my tree monitors use it. But I'm like, not none of the thing that I saw in the wild showed that that's what they needed. It was
Because those
complete
are for
opposite.
busting.
Keep going, Eddie. So I
So
do have
Eddie, how
another
did you?
question.
I was
Did you want to go?
go ahead if you. I was cause no, I wanted to ask him. How did you been in that mountain range and witnessing the cool breeze and the different basically the temperature drop up there? How did that make you change when you came back home? How did that? What changes did you implement to your enclosure to kind of mimic that?
Well, I got less heating in my enclosures. Before, I used to run 3 basking bulbs continuously in the enclosure.
I remember
Now I have,
you had like three you had like a
yeah, and
three
I still
different
do that. I still
appliances.
do that, but now instead of it being 3 lights, it's only one heating bulb, and the other ones are LEDs that don't produce heat. They're just light. On top of that, I stopped misting as much as I was missing before because before I was missing like 6, 7 times a day, like just throughout the day, little like 1 minute spritz. And now I only do a misting, one big misting throughout the day. That's all they need. On top of that, I came back and I added a bunch more vents to the ceiling of my enclosure to allow for air exchange and everything like that. And now, after my next trip that I come from Batanta, we're gutting all these cages. All these cages are going to be thrown away, and we're upgrading them to like aluminum style, like European style cages. And that whole thing is getting. I'm developing a whole like HVAC system that's going to pull air out and then push cool air in, and all this crazy shit to just help with that entire new change that I found while I was out there. But definitely, and I came back, a lot of things changed compared to what I was doing before.
So I got a question for you, man. Did you get a chance to monitor the day cycle of these animals, like throughout the day and then like into the night and into the morning, and see what their behaviors are?
Yeah. So that's interesting. You say that the again something I was not aware of for sure. These animals, when I was out there, were active only on the sunniest days. On the sunniest, if it was even a little bit of a cloudy day or overcast, they wouldn't come out for nothing. They wouldn't come out to bash. They wouldn't come out to eat. They only came out on the really hot sunny days, and they will only move between like I would say like 11 a.m. to like maybe 3 p.m. is when we saw them move, and that was them moving from the canopies down to the bottom to get some food, and then they'd go right back up and roost for the rest of the day. They wouldn't even move or anything like that. And the temperatures were so drastic, man. That was something that I did not expect at all in the Raja Ampa and Batanta. We would start the day off like between like 11 a.m. to like 1, 2 o'clock. We're being like the 80s, like mid 80s. After that, from like 2 to like 4 or 5, it's like low 90s easily, and then it cools down throughout the day. And then after midnight, from like I want to say like 2 a.m. to like 6 a.m., it drops to like 70. Man, it drops crazy out there to the point where I'm in my sleeping in my tent, and I'm like trying to wrap myself in all the clothes that I have available just to keep myself warm because it's fucking cold out there, man. And that was something I did not expect because I thought year round it's like it's warm, but no, dude, they got crazy uh, temperature cycles, and then the rain on point every single day from like around 11 o'clock to like I want to say like 2. That's like the window that it would rain, and it would rain hard as shit and then stop, and it's just sunny for the rest of the day unless it rains in the nighttime. That's what we were experiencing out there.
Wow. So would you say that the animals are operating around this rain cycle?
Yeah, they obviously are. I think, and I think because I don't think they like the rain. I don't think they like to be like hit with the water constantly or anything like that. So they're hiding in whatever they can in the
Like
canopy
Missy Elliott.
to protect themselves from the rain. And they're only coming out when it's really hot. And you'll see them. I caught it on video where they come out and they flatten themselves like a pancake to get as much of the sun as they can to just get the energy they need to get their food and dip out and sleep for the rest of the day. Man,
Chris, you would like to
it's
catch
really,
herpes outside the U.S.? Okay.
yeah.
So, so, how do you explain, uh, since you didn't get to see them directly eat, how do you explain their body functions, like as far as when you think that they're eating, or do you think that they defecate like around the rain cycles? Do you think that the rain cycle determines why they are in the canopy when it's super sunny?
Hmm.
How big of a factor all around do you think that that they are just living amongst the elements and they're just letting that decide their schedule?
Well,
And did you
for
and also to kind of add on to that, did you happen to take a Tim gun to scan the canopy when your homie climbed up the tree up there to see like what the temps were when they chilling up there?
I did not, and unfortunately, because he was like in the middle of trying to fucking catch it and not kill himself. But I'm gonna have him do that this time around. But we temp gun
Tell him
everything
tell
else.
him
We
next
just didn't.
time to
We just
risk more life.
yeah we
Like
yeah.
Drake, more life.
No, but what we did see, what we do know about in terms of the temperature cycles and the rain cycles is that these guys breed around the monsoon season in Indonesia or in the Raja Ampat. So what's
It's getting
happening is
wet when
that
it's getting wet.
yeah, pretty much because
The
that
best time
means
to
for
go in.
them, like during the dry season, there's an abundance of food. There's no food. Everything's just super dry, and it rains inconsistently out there for them to get water, for the food, everything like that. And so that's generally, from my understanding, that's all the time from like I want, and I could be completely wrong, right? But from my understanding, from August up until November, and a little bit beyond that is like the monsoon season. That's when it's raining the most, and that's when there's an abundance of food for these animals. And so the best time for them to be having babies and laying babies is around this time. So generally from like July, from what I understand, from July to like November is a time, if any, you're going to see breeding and potentially egg laying. And then after that, we have no idea when the babies come out because no one's found babies. But we're trying to still figure that out. But they do follow a monsoon season for breeding behavior in order to make sure that the babies have the best possible chance of living with food available to them and everything like that.
Sounds
So
like the Stray Babies Kino mix. Um, so
I
I
don't do
do
that
got
stuff.
another. You say what? You
I
don't
don't
do
do
that
that
stuff?
stuff. Bro.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Keno
Okay.
love the kids.
Okay, Mister. Um. So with all that being said, how much did you actually get to record on film, and do you think that do you think that you'll be able? Oh, my beer is here. Do you think that you'll be able to complete this documentary by the end of the next trip?
well, we'll see, man. To be quite honest, so we filmed a lot. I took like 25 terabytes of footage with me, of memory with me to
That's a
record, and we
lot of
record it.
porn.
Yeah. And we recorded every single day, every type of thing. When we were talking to villagers, when we were talking to the trappers, seeing different stuff, animals and everything like that, we were able to do a lot of that stuff. um and but there's still some parts of this documentary that we haven't captured yet that we want to talk to. Like there's some very important key players that were a part of the tree monitors getting into the USA that we're trying to interview. Timing just isn't right. Unfortunately, one of the people that I was supposed to interview was this gentleman that I told you from the beginning of the trip that bailed on me, the original guy who found the tree monitors. His name was Nerdin, and he unfortunately passed away in the past couple months. And it's
Damn.
fucking sucks. I got a message from him saying, Eddie, I can't wait to meet you, all this stuff, and then he passes away, and I lost
Hey,
that
rest in peace to
opportunity to
Nerd,
talk.
man. Shout
Yeah,
out to my
Yeah,
Indonesian
rest in
family out
peace to
there.
yeah,
Nerd.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to interview him. He would have been a very big part of the
So I'm not
documentary,
Indonesian.
but there's other players, you know, because like just to give you a grand scope of this documentary is not just about the tree monitors in the wild. The entire documentary is about the illegal exploitation of them. So the entire wildlife trade, why these people are taking them, why they're being decimated in the wild, what's happening to them, what's the future of the blue tree monitors, what are people in the USA like me and other breeders doing to combat this? Talking to professionals. So there's still so much more to be documented before we release it, and we're trying to make this like a full length film that gets pitched to like Nat Geo or Netflix, this type of deal. So it's a really important thing to me, and I want to make sure it's done completely right. So we're gonna get a lot of footage. I don't know if we're gonna
Yeah.
get all of it, but it's still being developed, and I've been teasing little snippets here and there to get people excited and interested about it.
And did you put your
Hey,
footage
so
with the Village Girls on your OnlyFans though?
You gotta pay
the
to see
belly
that,
rolls.
bro.
I'm not. Travis will, but I'm not. Hey, but
We'll give you the
speaking about
screenshots,
that,
bro.
kind of want to jump into that. Kind of want to jump into the trade, the import, the illegal exportation of it. You mentioned that basically you
I'll be back.
it's like American crackhead. It's like you pay him $15 to climb up the tree to risk his life. He talked about how
Sound like a blade.
he talked about how he talked about how impactful that $15 or $20 is. It may be non-consequential to us, but how can that impact life over there in Indo?
Bro, a lot, man, because there's nothing to these people, right? I go visit this. I visit the villages in Batanta, and for my understanding, like when I went out there, Batanta had, from the last survey they did, had a population of like 500 people. I don't know how true that is. There's probably more people than that, but that was the last survey
Damn,
done.
500
That was the
people.
last.
Damn.
That was the last survey they did that had 500 people population on Batanta, and there's not a lot of industry. There's no industry there, right? There's like, unless people are coming for tourism, to stay in homestays, that money that's made from a homestay doesn't go to the village. That goes to the guy that has the homestay, that's renting out his apartment like a Airbnb, right? And so the opportunity for these people to make money is not that great. And here's where the problem, right? Where the opportunity is on the mainland, Sarong, and Sarong is like an hour boat ride from Batanta. And an hour boat ride out there costs about $50 to $100 in gas just to get to the homeland. That's just one way. So, you factor in how much money it costs just to make money for these people. It's hard. So a lot of these people are like, they're growing their own crops. They're growing their own food. They're going out hunting for boar to get food, or they're doing little markets and selling stuff, fixing their boats, they're going fishing, right? They live within the community. But this $15 is a lot of fucking money to them, man. That can get them food for the whole week, some of them for the whole month, unless they're getting money from family. A lot of these guys, the men, will get on their boats and they'll ride their boats to the mainland and work construction jobs, save their bread up, come back to home, give it to the family, and there's not a lot of opportunity. So when you get an opportunity like, hey, I can go make $15 per lizard, I go catch 20 lizards, I'm set for the whole month. Why not? But then they risk their lives, because not only do they risk their lives from the death potential of dying, they also risk their life from getting in jail, because of what they're doing is illegal. It's a really crazy thing, and we don't see it like that, right? We see it at the end. We get our $2,000 lizard at the reptile expo. We don't understand how much work this guy had to put in, how much he had to risk in order to get that, and so this video is this documentary is to kind of put light to that, to hopefully build new industries for these people. One of the things that I'm really advocating towards is like ecotourism, where instead of these people, like I did, instead of these people getting paid to catch these lizards, let people come to you and pay you to go take them to see the lizard and take pictures of the lizard. You'll make more money that way, comparative to you taking the animal. And the more animals you take out of there, the less chance you have of making that money later. Because when the guy wants to come here and see pictures or take pictures, how's he going to do it when all the lizards are gone? So that's what we're trying to build here. We're trying to build, like, make the video, start a conservation effort, give them new streams of income, and then help build a place for them to protect these lizards and make money from the protection of these lizards,
How conflicted were you trying to separate those two, where on one hand, yeah, you trying to conserve them, but on the other hand, you seeing up close that somebody may sell three maybe four tree monitors and they may be able to take care of their family maybe for 4 or 5 days. So how did you fight that, the dichotomy between those two?
It's real conflicting, man, because I come back to my house and I kind of realize that majority of my collection is wild caught. Not only am I seeing it from their perspective as a human, like if I was in their shoes, what would be my opportunities to make money and provide for my family? I probably have to do the same damn thing, but I'm not
Right.
from that community. I'm not from that land. My morals are different, right? I love animals because I love animals. They
Yeah.
love their animals, but they also need to survive. So it's a completely
Right.
different mindset. And it was hard, dude, for me seeing these guys pulling the lizard down, not only because the guy's risking his life, but me seeing how the animal is stressed out. And then that's just phase one. That's not even the part where that animal gets transported to the mainland. Then it gets transported to Jakarta. Then it gets transported to the US. Then it sits inside the warehouse until the buyer buys it. And then it gets sent to the guy like me who buys it. And so the stress that's put on these animals in between all that, that's a whole nother factor. It messes me up. I came back with this and I'm like, I looked at my cages and I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this shit because I got these animals in boxes and I just saw these
Yeah.
animals climbing up 50-foot trees, like it's a hard thing to know that. But as humbly as I can say, right, and as
Yeah.
passionately and as, at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing. It's a double-edged sword. What I hope to spread is that even though I know this, I'm still trying to help it out in my own way with the
Yeah.
conservation, using these as the pillars to help the next animals not have to endure what these animals endured. And also that those people don't have to continue to do that. And we can give them opportunities to not have to do that and risk their lives and shit like that. So that's what we're hoping is going to happen. Like behind the scenes, man, what we're trying to do for this documentary, it's bigger
Yeah.
than just making a movie. I promise you. And in a couple years, when we sit back here and talk about this, I'll show you guys, just like I showed you guys last time. I told y'all, I'm going to show you guys that what we're trying to do is change these people's lives and change the animals' lives, truthfully, man.
So I got a question for you,
Mentally,
man.
hold
So
on, bro, hold on, because I want to ask something that go along with this. So mentally, when you came back and you noticed, you like, damn, man, I'm keeping these in maybe what? Would you keep them? What you keep them? What, like 6 or 8 by 6s?
Yeah,
Eight
these
eight
are
by
they're 8x4s right now. Yeah, but when they're
8 by 4.
connected, female to female, it's 8x7. Yeah.
Okay, so like when you came back, and I know that like you was talking about like you had some equipment got waterlogged and some stuff, but mentally that mental challenge of damn man, am I kind of like not taking care of these animals enough? Did that kind of play into like you not posting as much too? I know you were doing a documentary, but did that have a little weight on that too?
Yeah, man, because what for me what it was like I felt like like not to cherry coat it, right? I'm considered like an influencer online, right? Because I show the animals out in the light that I show them in, but what I'm doing inadvertently is creating hype around the animal, right? And the more hype that's around this animal, the more people want the animal. And I'm perpetually keeping the cycle going because every time someone gets enamored by seeing one of my animals and they go buy a wild cat, that's another
Yeah,
wild animal that's got taken out of the wild because someone saw me post my animal and they wanted one. Like,
right.
and so that's an internal battle that I deal with every single day. I get people telling me, "Yo, you're an inspiration. I can't wait to get blue chew monitors." And the way I combat that is like, "Hey, man, get one, but get captive bred. Don't get wild caught. I know the wild caught's cheaper, but don't do it. It's not worth it. You help out the U.S. people. Get captive bred. You'll be way happier, right?" And
Yeah,
again, all it does is like motivates me to try to do better, to get to my mission sooner, to help fix the issues that I see are happening because of what I'm doing. So yeah, man, it did. That's why I stopped posting the mental stress of it, just the constant having people asking me about it and being excited about it and doing this and
yeah.
that. And like it's crazy. There's so many people that
All
I
right.
used to talk to and I don't talk to because they would be like, "Oh, I'm getting a blue tree monitor." And then a week later they got 3 more. And I'm like, "Why do you get 3 wild caught animals?" "I'm trying to breed and make money and this and that." And I'm like, "Bro, that's not the right way, bro. That's not the right way. I'm not who am I to tell you what to do, but that's not the right way, in my opinion. And yeah, I had to take a break. I had to take a step back. And now Now I'm getting more comfortable. I'm getting more confident. I'm trying to stay on my goal, trying to stay focused, and I'm posting a little bit more regularly now. Yeah.
All right, man. I got a question for you,
I
man. What are
miss you,
the
man.
actual the actual legal implications of trafficking these animals? And do you know there are legal implications for green tree pythons? And what does that process look like as far as sentences and time in jail or
It's
fines?
all illegal. It's all illegal. Like as soon as you get off of the plane, and this is something that no one said about, and I have this documented as well. As soon as you get off the plane from Jakarta to Sarong, and everyone's getting all their animals from Sarong, right? No one's getting animals from Jakarta. It's all coming from Sarong. As soon as you get off the international airport in Sarong, there's a big ass banner. There's a giant banner in the airport when you go get your suitcase, and it says green tree python. Has a picture of a green tree python. It has a picture of tree monitors. It has a picture of like plants. It says, and it has big circles with the crosses. You cannot take them out. Illegal to take these animals out of there. It's bright as day as soon as you get off this damn plane. So anyone saying that they're getting them it's bullshit. 99% of all tree pythons and tree monitors coming out of Indonesia are illegally imported into the USA. They can tell you all day and night that they're captive bred, captive this is bullshit. They're all illegally exported. And I know people over there that trap them. I know the guys that are in charge of selling them out of Sarong. I know how the whole process works. It's illegal as fuck. And I'll tell you right now
So
that
how does that coincide with the legal importation of them?
well, it's because of quotas. So what happens is that you have a farm and your
Right,
farm has animals established, quote
right.
unquote, but sometimes people want more animals than they have available on their farm. So they'll make
So
the phone call,
they got
hey,
trappers
I need
bring them
20
over here
tree
for a
monitors,
couple months.
boom.
Yeah.
And then when they go to export them, they'll be like, they were born on my farm, bro. What are you talking about? How can you prove that they weren't? You can't. And so that's how they get them in. Is through loopholes with the farms over in Indonesia working together, and they'll pay someone off to be like, hey, don't look at this shit. Here's some bread. Let them go. Everyone's making money, and unfortunately, money makes everything work, and that's how they're coming in. But 99% of the tree monitors, 99%
Shout out
of
to
the tree
Blade.
pythons coming are illegally
Travis.
exported from that country.
Okay.
So my question for you is with the legal importation and quotas, what do the quotas look like yearly, if you know? And how does that coincide with the pricing?
They have dropped tremendously. That quota is
Yeah, man.
low.
Yeah, from my understanding, like for example, I'll take the blue tree monitor for example. From my understanding, and I can be completely wrong, the last time I saw the quota for tree monitors for blue tree monitors, it was zero. It was
Damn.
zero. I didn't see any quota so far for the last, I think it's like 5 years for blue tree monitors to be imported to be released out of Indonesia. But we're still getting tree monitors. I don't know how. I don't know how they're getting in, but they're getting in. So I don't know, man. To be quiet, I don't work on the farm. I don't work closely with those guys on the farm. I have no idea exactly what the information is that pertains to that, to how they're getting the quotas and how they're making it legal. I don't know. There are people out there. There's a gentleman right now who's out in Indonesia, and he's showing that they're breeding tree monitors. They're definitely breeding. There are farms out there that are breeding them.
Right.
I'm not saying all of them are bad. There are some that are captively breeding them on their farms, but how they go
Right.
around with the quotas, I have no idea, to be quite honest. When you
Did the
ask some of these importers, can you get me these animals from there? If you ask most of the importers from Indonesia to get these animals, they'll tell you no, they're not. They can't get the paperwork. So how are other people doing it? I don't know, to be quite honest.
so did anybody tell you, as far as the trappers go, if they're making more money now than they were before because there is no quota and it's all super illegal?
I don't think that changes the price. What's inflating? Who's making the most money is the guy who's exporting them out. He's
Shout out
making a
Gucci
shit ton
Man.
more money because they're not dumb, bro. They all use Facebook. They all use Instagram. They all know what we're paying for these animals over here. They have access to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe not so much the trappers on Batanta, but the middleman after him definitely knows it. So he's probably making bank. He's
Shout out to
probably at
OT
home like, hey
Genesis.
man, I had someone the other day. I didn't even know these things existed. he showed me Canary Island or Canary green tree pythons, all yellow. These bright yellow tree pythons, and I was
Yeah, the
like,
Kofi out.
oh,
They call
yeah.
them
I was like, I did
canaries.
not even know those existed. But it was a guy, an importer in Indonesia, showing me pictures. And it was like, yeah, bro, we make a shit. We get these for so much money. We'll sell them for so much money, and I'll take you where they find them, and this is how much we pay them. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, how do you get them to the U.S.? I don't got the paperwork. I don't know. He'll give it to someone else. They'll get it through.
Question:
But
are those animals you see? Do you know how strong station
For the
from Indo
TPC.
is to Europe to
what
Europe
is it now?
to Europe?
What
Basically,
about
how
it?
many of those nice animals that they're exporting is Europe intercepted before we can even get them?
Oh, it's probably the majority of them are going to Europe first, and then they come over here. That's what I would assume, because I think that the laws between Europe to U.S. are a little bit more lax in terms of being able to import or export. Or maybe, or I could be completely wrong. You know, I could be completely wrong about how that whole works. But from my understanding, how it's always worked, the tree monitors, for the most part, they get sent to Europe. The European guys
Okay.
get to pick the better stuff that they have and everything like that, and then the rest gets sent over here. How true that is, I don't know, because if it was true, I'd see more tree monitors in Europe than I see them here. But so I don't completely know how exactly that works. But there,
I
like I
think
said,
there's
there's a
some
guy
truth
right
to
now.
that though, because I see a lot of Canadian chondros in Europe.
Yeah. There, like I said, there's a guy right now who's working in Indonesia who's from Europe that's working towards getting those animals. Like here, I don't know if you can see it. Here's damn, it's like all blurred up, but that's
You
a
can send
picture of
me send me the
yeah.
picture and I'll put it up.
Because it looked like a ecstasy rave party. It's all colorful and shit.
It looked like fucking melted rainbow sherbet.
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
It looked like that shirt that Tuck was wearing back in June.
Hey, we love you, Tut.
Shout out to June Tuck.
We love shout out to summertime outside Tut. Hold on, let me
Sexy
get
red Tuck.
Yeah, man.
say sexy red Tut.
So I don't know exactly how that whole thing is working out there, but I do know that it's real crazy the amount of money these people are making on that side. Not the trappers, but the guys getting the animals out of there.
Mm. Have you when you went over there, did you get to view a farm?
No, I didn't have a chance to. My whole prerogative was try to get to the island to see the tree monitors. But this go
Okay.
around, where we're gonna visit all that sort of stuff. We're visiting a lot of really cool stuff and everything like that. Yeah, this is the picture that I got sent from the trappers, one of the trappers
Wow.
here recently. You know.
That's a big
Wow.
ass head in that female.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kid. Them two canaries down. That's not how much.
Yeah.
So when they how much would they get for these?
For that, the guy would pay the dudes probably like $40 for that, you know, because Kofi is a little bit of a farther from what I saw. That's a farther island. The Batanta is like right
Hey,
next to
hey, you
Sarong,
tell
you know.
somebody
Yeah.
tell me, you know what I'm saying.
Kino
He
pays
got me about
$40.
5. I might give him $1,000.
Kino standard going rate is $40.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to Batanta.
To the Batanta
When you
Blade.
yeah, the Batanta blade. You know what I'm saying? See what the Batanta midget look like. Hey, when you on Batanta, did you see any green sheep pythons on the island?
No, and if I did, my guys wouldn't tell me because they're fucking afraid of snakes. That's the crazy thing over there. They're all so deadly afraid of snakes, and it's mostly because there's a couple of very deadly snakes. Right, when we were out there, we saw two of
I was
the
gonna
most
say,
poisonous
do they
snakes.
not know the difference between the
They just see
venomous and the
snake.
non-venomous?
They just see snake, and that's it. Like I had friends, like one of my trapper, my guide out there, my fixer. He told me that like, yeah, man, I probably lost like 3 or 4 friends to
Shout
snakes.
out
You
to
know,
y'all,
we'd go out trekking, they get bit, and
right.
there's nothing you can do. You leave them there, you know. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But like they don't
Wait,
have anti
you
venom
said
out
you
there.
go out. You talk with somebody and they get bit by a snake, you leave them there.
Well, that's their friends. Yeah, they're friends because they can't, they don't have enough manpower to pull them out or anything like that. Like it'll take them. They'll be trekking real deep into the jungle to get them out
They
there
don't
and to
try
bring
to
them in
like they
there.
don't try to like suck the blood out of them or nothing like
Nah,
that.
bro.
Just suck the poison,
They know that
venom out of
they're
them.
highly venomous snakes that are over there. They have two of them, which is the Papuan small eye snake or the white snake, and then they have the Papuan deaf adder. Both of them, or that's what they call it, Papuan adder. Both of them. They said that if you get bit by those, you got like maybe an hour to live, and then you're dead. There's no way. And there's the local. If you're on those islands, the closest hospital is at least 4 hours away. You're dead by the time you even try to
Leave
get
your
there.
ass out there in the wilderness.
Yeah.
It's amazing that Keto thought you could suck the venom.
Hey, look.
Hey, just suck,
Hey, look.
just suck it out.
Tradesman.
Just put your mouth on it and
Hey,
suck it
Tradesman,
out.
look. Hey, if I'm in the botanical jungle, don't tell nobody that. I want my guys to,
Try to suck it out, dude.
We not sucking
Yeah.
shit out of you, bro. Get your weird ass out of here.
Hey, y'all better keep me alive, man. What's wrong with y'all?
You a dead motherfucker.
That's cold blooded.
We not sucking no fucking shit out of you, bro. What type of shit is this?
Hey, first off, no Diddy. Don't say it like that, bro.
Bro,
I'm
you
talking
wild,
about one
bro.
specific thing, bro. You trying to go? See, look at you.
Yo,
I can't say that.
Keto be making pornos.
Matter of fact, when I go over there,
that be the plot of all his jungle pornos is like, oh shit, I got bit by a snake.
Dog.
You want to suck it out?
Hey, matter of fact, when I go over there, I don't want y'all to even go over there with me. I want my dad to be a lady. She won't have no problem doing this.
This is a midget pop out of nowhere. Is that a pygmy lady? I'll suck the venom out. All right, man. So
I might have to do something before Tucson. You know what I'm saying?
So exportation is out. All right. So we kind of heard about the chain a little bit, but as far as the intermediaries, do you know about how many snakes these guys probably in Europe are getting and then dispersing forward?
I cannot tell you that, man. Honestly, I have no clue what that whole world is for the European guys. And Europe is huge, bro. So it's not just like I know for the most part we know kind of what's happening in the UK, but that's not involving Germany. What's happening in Switzerland? What's happening in France? All these other countries that have access. Like I got friends in Europe that have access to some crazy fucking tree monitors that I wouldn't even like. Like for example, the golden spot, which is one of the hardest ones over here. From what I know of, there's like 4 people in the whole U.S. that have them right now. I know people in Europe that have like 10 of them on deck right now, and they got friends that got like another 10 of them. Like the animals that those people are getting right now is ridiculous, and how they're doing it, I have no idea. But it's happening for sure.
Okay.
Got a lot of tea and crumpets to tell you, man.
Shout out to my brother Sal. So with that being said, man, you've seen the process go forward. Like ending price, do you think that there'll ever be a point where you can get captive bred monitors close to the same price as import monitors?
Well, that's the argument that I want to preach, man. It's like, look, to each his own, dude. I know people got to make their money, right? I know for a fact everyone's out here. They're hustling. Times are hard. Groceries are out the roof. You can't even buy a house now. It's crazy.
Eddie, you know that's never going to happen.
Bro,
yeah,
I know.
The old girl from Players Club. We
bro,
all got to do what we got to get what we need.
I know, bro, but I don't know why these animals need to cost so much, bro. In my opinion, and they're like, I love the animals, I love what we're doing, but I don't see why someone needs to be like, if you hear this argument from breeders all the time, like I breed black captive bred because wild caught is bad. If it's so bad, why don't you try to compete with the wild caught prices so they don't have to be wild caught? Right? That's would be my biggest argument between it.
I'm trying to make this $3,500, dog.
I get you, bro. I know. And so yeah, Can I do it myself? Fuck no, I couldn't do it by myself. It would take everybody, but I don't see them getting cheaper. I see them going more, but we'll see, man. I mean, like I would look at like that animal. What was it? The what's the animal right now that was going for crazy? The I don't know if you know them. But they're called the earless monitors. The earless monitors are found
Oh
in
yeah,
Borneo.
the Borneo
Dude,
monitors.
yeah, bro. Like I would say, like 2 years ago, those animals were going for like 10 grand each. 2 years ago, and now they're a little bit more mainstream. A lot more people are breeding them, and you're seeing those same animals go for 2,500 each because more people are breeding them. So I don't know if it's the same for the blue tree monitors. I've seen it's the opposite. The prices are going up. You know, a couple years ago, I was getting them for like less than 1,000 each. Now you can't even get one for less than three, and I know people selling them for 35 and up.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't
When you
know
talk
what's
about
gonna
these
happen.
numbers, it sounds like we talk about dope.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, you say he started off. He said, "I'm from DC." You know what they do in DC?
You know, I'm from DC.
Cocaine Highway,
Yeah,
baby.
on that
Real
Tabby
Rick Ross.
Bonet.
Real Rick Ross.
But yeah,
Hey, so how is Go ahead, bro. My bad.
oh, so my thing is with uh the stream of animals that have come that are going from uh Indonesia to America. Do you foresee a shutdown coming soon since uh since you've seen the quota being zero, if like that industry could be completely wiped out without, even with people doing using their backdoor channels to get animals out, do you foresee if that could ever actually be stopped from a conservation standpoint? Because that is a big deal that you're trying to talk about. Doesn't seem like that could actually even happen.
I
Travis,
don't,
you
I
know
don't.
about people hitting quotas?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hey, I need it in a knot though.
To be quite honest, man, I don't know. I
All
don't I
right,
don't know.
man.
I know from talking to my friends that right now, like I'm gonna use a tree monitor as an example. Everyone's saying the tree monitors are harder to get, right? They're like they're the wholesalers aren't seeing tree monitors as often, but they're demanding them heavy. You know, like in the last year, I have not seen many wild caught fresh imports come in, but I do know a couple people
I don't
that
know
can
about
get them,
this.
right? So I don't foresee it closing down, but who knows, man? Anything could happen. Indonesia could be like, you know what, fuck this, we're gonna protect them. Even though these animals are protected in Indonesia, they could crack down on these other people that are trying to illegally export them, however they are, and they can just say, forget this. The whole world can go super green next year, and animals are the next new topic, and everyone's trying to protect the animals, and they stop all exporting of every animal. So who
Yeah.
knows, bro? It just depends on where the government wants to chase that money at, right? Because the biggest thing with the animal market is that the money is hushed down. The government isn't tracking this stuff too heavy because it's hard to. But once they figure out how to track this money, I'm sure they're gonna figure out everything's gonna be harder for everybody.
It's hard. So in terms of tracking money with criminals, it's actually fairly difficult because money laundering rests in putting your money in legitimate sources. So, if they
Oh
don't have
shit,
the
Chad
power,
finna show us how the money launder. Go ahead, baby.
so if they don't have the power to actually recognize consistent, patterns about money laundering, it's not likely.
Okay.
Is You got to have access to these banks and banking records, and you got to actually see what these guys are actually spending the money on. It's
Right,
actually fairly difficult to track money laundering.
right,
What
right.
What
No,
are
I
some
can
ways that you
imagine.
would suggest to launder money, Travis?
All right, man. Ask a question.
I'm trying to take some
I'm
notes,
just
man.
saying, it sounds like you well versed in the situation. Why don't you school us?
No.
School the congregation, my brother.
Ask a real question.
So I want to kind of transition from like the exportation and all that to your personal success with breeding that you have had this year. Um, how has that
And then I want to,
you
hey,
seeing?
after that, can we talk about his productions and his creative skills
Yeah, this is gonna lead. Yes. Are you talking about with the video or the snakes?
with the snake products he's been building?
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, this can kind of lead into that too. So uh, with your trip to Indo, how has that impacted? Let's say positively. I don't want to be talking negative shit. How has that positively impacted your breeding plans, and can you talk about us about your success with the breeding that you had this year?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
And unfortunately, your failure with the baby that kind of hatched out early. Talk about all that for us.
yeah, man. The breeding success were awesome this year. To be quite honest, I was not expecting to be able to pull off what I pulled off. Right, like I would say that when I left to Indonesia, I had one clutch incubating, and it had been going for like quite a while and everything like that. And I hatched it full term. I had 3 eggs that had made it. Unfortunately, one of the babies was premature, and that passed away. But 2 of the babies came out full term, perfectly healthy, beautiful. They're the first tree monitors, the first blue tree monitors ever born in the city in Brooklyn, New York. That was amazing, a feat for myself, like something that I
Where
wanted to personally
Brooklyn
do, and
at?
I didn't. Yeah, right? That
Chondro
was so
Bar, you
amazing,
know what I'm saying?
and,
BX,
and
Borough Terror Squad.
That's gross.
yeah. And then right after following my return back from the trip, I paired up 3 of my 4 girls that I have here, and all 3 of them laid eggs for me, right? And that was crazy. At one point in
Right.
time, I had like 15 eggs all here in Blue Mars. Imagine if I would have incubated all those things, man. Holy shit, what a fucking year it would have been. But they all went bad because they were first time moms in my group, right? So I wasn't able to make those go through. But it was better. It was way
What that
better.
was that due to infertility, or you couldn't find the eggs when they laid them?
No, so for a lot of people, it's kind of like the normal thing in the tree monitor world that like generally the first clutch that you have from a female is usually bad for whatever reason. Some people get lucky and their first clutches incubate full term, but I would say 80% of the time, the first clutch from a female that you have in your collection always goes bad, and that was the case.
Are you talking about a captive bred female born and raised from a baby, or are you talking about a
All
wild
of
caught
them, from
female
from
established?
from whatever reason, all of them, the first clutch is always bad. It's like the mom doesn't know where to lay the egg. The mom doesn't know how to eat enough food to
That's
build
interesting.
up the
Okay.
yolk on the egg and everything like that, or to calcify the egg. There's a lot of things that go wrong. Maybe the male doesn't know how to breed yet too soon, so it's like a false pregnancy type of thing. A lot of things like that happen. And so again, all 3 of them, unfortunately, from those clutches did not go. So we were there. I got my first two animals ever. I did have to let those guys go because of the space I have here, and also to help me fund my first future endeavors going back to Batanta. And funny enough, man, shout out to my boy MJ from Trap Talk Sessions. He's got my first 2 blue tree monitors that I ever produced. He's got them at the Trap House and everything like that, which is super cool. They went to
Oh,
him.
he bought both of them. Okay.
He got them both. Yeah, he got them both of them. Yeah, the first 2
All right.
blues. Yeah, which is super cool. But everything went smooth, and from here on out, I mean, all it did, me going to Batanza, just further instilled this passion I have for this project, which is breeding them, and then hopefully producing enough that they can get put into the zoos, and and
Yeah.
and that's the ultimate goal.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'll never pit midgets for Keno. As far as the breeding goes,
Damn, these
congratulations.
balls. Was that Dylan?
Yeah.
That's quite a business venture right there. Actually,
I'm not pimping fucking shit. As far
see, the thing
as
is, I got a problem that Chad be trying to take all my money. Y'all don't even know, but he tried to send one of his workers at me a few months ago. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
that's not true. We're
Huh?
not gonna talk about that.
We definitely not gonna bring it up. But you tried.
As far as it goes with the breeding process, man, from top to bottom, tell us how you actually did the process. As far as because we don't know if you got a cycle or anything like that. How do you prepare for it and things like that?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of cues that you can kind of like notice when breeding tree monitors, right? Everyone has their own recipe, and I don't think anyone really has it down. But
They should have a
there's a lot of
total
like food
recipe.
cycling. There's a lot of temperature cycling and everything like that. There's a lot of light cycling as well that can help with that. Even mist cycling. So many different realms. In my case, what I did is I like
Sounds like
initially
tacos.
Yeah, initially what I did was I built these enclosures to have all the animals separated. And for me, that's the biggest key. Is once my animals are separated, I can let my females like get as big as they can, engorge themselves, to pack up enough weight to be able to produce eggs. And then for me, the first things I see is I wait for my animals to be. I feed them heavy when I want them to go into a cycle. I feed my girls real heavy for a couple weeks, and generally that'll push the girl into a cycle where she starts developing egg follicles inside of her, which is called vitellogenesis. I'll put her with a male, the male will breed her, and then 30 days later, I get eggs and things like that, and generally you can pop that cycle in every 3 months or so, with these animals. So that's how I'm doing right now. I'm not trying to breed anything because I have traveling going on, everything like that, and so I can't be around for the breeding episodes. But once I'm back from these trips, I'm going all in and breeding them. And
Baby
my
powder
first time,
trash.
yeah, my first time breeding was funny, man. It was a random luck. I was cursing to myself like, yo, bro, why can't I breed these animals? I've been trying for like 3 or 4 years. Why can't I breed these animals? And I hit up one of my homies that's good at breeding. And he was just like, Ed, just put them together and see what happens. And I fucking did that. I just said, fuck it. I put 2 of my animals together, and then lo and behold, they fucking bred, and the rest is history. From there, it just awakened something that all the animals just started breeding after that.
Well,
Yeah, sometimes getting it as simple as possible works better than doing a
Yeah,
whole bunch of
man.
extra shit.
Yeah.
it's like me, man. You get that one nut, and then you just can't stop.
Yeah.
I keep, yeah, just keep searching for the next one, like a dope fiend.
All right. All right. So as far as when you talk about light cycling, tell us the light cycling, like how you did light cycling.
Oh yeah, so I did something right before I left Indonesia. I did something that was different than I had tried before, and this method helped with my animals going through vitellogenesis. I think I took out all the heating lamps
Hey, what do
from
you
my
call it?
animals.
Fertilogenesis?
Vitellogenesis is that's the
Fertilogenesis.
term. That's the term when the female is producing egg follicles inside of her and starts to create the beginning of the egg production inside of her body. So it's not ovulation; it's the
Yeah, yeah.
beginning of the egg development inside of her. I did something crazy where I took out all the heating lamps from my animals. None of my animals had heating lamps, and I switched all the lamps to LEDs, so they produce no light. And I left them like that for like a month. I still misted them. I still fed them. I still gave them. They still had their UVB. They just had really low temperatures, and their light cycles weren't as intense. And then I dropped their light cycles from a 12 hour. So I would do like 7 to no, it wasn't 12. It was like I would do from like 7 a.m. to like 10 p.m. And I dropped it down to like 7 to 6 p.m. And I did that for like a month. And as soon as I put everything back, put the heat up and everything like that, something clicked in that female and that male, and they started breeding immediately after that. That was one of the biggest tricks that I saw work. The cool down, cooling the animals down, letting them become a little bit cooler. And that goes again with what I was telling you, like when I went to Batanza and I found out that the temperatures are a lot cooler than what I was keeping them. I think the intense heat that I had from 3 basking lamps was not helping in getting them to breed. And so coming and giving them this really cool season and then ramping the temperatures up, kick something in those girls to start going through those cycles and things like
What
that
were
for me.
your temps before you changed? What were your temps after your change? And
Oh, so
what was your ambient temp in your room during this time when you took away the heat?
my ambient in my room is probably like 75 always in the
Okay, so
basement because
about the
I'm in the
same
basement, right?
then.
So it's normal. I would say, and in these enclosures, the temperatures because they're so big, like at the bottom of the temperature, I can get like low 70s. In the middle, I'll get like mid 70s. I mean mid 80s, and at the top, I'm in like 90s. And then the basking point is like 120 degrees on the basking
Okay.
for the animals, right? So it's a normal temperature cycle, and it was like that before. But when I took the temperatures, when I took the lamps out, it dropped everything to like I would say high 70s for consistently for a month. Maybe like low 80s in the middle section or the top section where the heat rises, but it was
Yeah.
considerably lower in temperature,
So
about 10
basically, it
degrees.
was right. It was sitting right at your ambient. Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
and that I think that helped with kicking them into this cycle to get them to breed and everything like that.
Talk about your. So like Travis mentioned earlier, I don't want to miss this. Talk about your production with your shit, all those little holes and stuff that you was making, man. The little
Oh
nest
yeah,
Yeah, your
yeah. I
nest
can
boxes
show
and
you.
boxes.
I can show
talk.
you. Hold on. Let me get it for you real quick. Hold up.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. And if you can, talk about your thoughts going into the production of those pre-endo, and what did you use to tweak them and
I
when you
got you. Hold
came
on.
back
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go get the
post-endo.
nest boxes right now.
So you got a nice ass room, I'll tell you that, bro.
That's, that's real
Hey, you get the
beautiful.
baby powder?
Man, get the fuck out of here. Only time I use baby powder is for my nuts in this fucking terrible heat.
And when you slap people.
I ain't
So
sprayed
so
nobody with baby powder in my life.
this is a couple of the stuff that I make. So these are just like
Only the
regular like
father.
these are like planters. These allow me to put plants and everything like that inside the
Yeah.
enclosure. And this is kind of the inception of me wanting to make these nest bins. I mimicked my nest bins completely out of this. From here, I developed a nest bin that looked like this. And so this was something in a Boro nest bin where I have this with the holes and everything like that for drainage. But you could put in here like a ceramic pot that was attached to heat coil, and then it would keep the nest box at a constant temperature that the animals will lay in. And my animals did lay in this, right? Like this was like V1 version one of it. V2 is inside one of my nest bins. I'll show you what it looks like, but I'll get it out for you what the V2 looks like.
Hey, bro, I like how he just don't stop, man. He always trying to tweak and find something.
Yeah,
This is V2. V2 was again mimicked of the whole thing, but this is insulated. It has a heating element inside, insulated, and you can see it has one nest hole for the female to go inside and dig and everything like that. So she can
You
go in
said
there. The
you
male,
said you got a heating element inside there.
yeah. It's heating cable that can go inside of here and everything like that. So you just run it through inside, and it wraps around this thing and it heats up this thing. So this, and then you control it with a thermostat, and you'll get it to the temperature you want. That was
So is
that
it
was
like a
V2.
layer? Is it a layer in between the pot and the
Yeah,
heat?
it's insulated like a thermos. That's how you get it
Okay.
inside
All right.
of there,
Cool.
right? So
Cool. Cool.
that was V2.
I like that. Your brain be working, Eddie.
And then and then and
yeah.
then and then we came up with this design. And then we came up with this design. So this is the new version, and this was custom made for a client that requested this. And this is a hollow log style. Same idea, but it's a hollow log that goes all the way through. You can put your arm all the way in through.
When
It
so
digs
when
in.
is it? When is MJ getting one of these?
And yeah, he asked me for one too, man. You can see,
I
but you
know
can
it.
see, you can see
No.
there's a
Shout
heating
out to
element inside of
MJ.
here. There's a heating element inside of there, and this is same idea, but just a log. So you put this against the wall, and then you fill it up with your medium. Your female will go inside of there and everything like that. You connect this to a thermostat, and then it'll heat up to whatever you want. This one we just went ahead and did as realistic. The customer wanted it to look like a log, like a fake stump. So we try to do it as realistic as we could. And this is all hand sculpted, hand painted, and everything like that to make it look as realistic as I could. But yeah, all of these came from the idea that we were seeing, which was like, hey man, these animals are laying arboreally. They're not laying in the dirt. They're all laying here in captivity at a constant temperature, which is about like 85 degrees is what they need their nest boxes to be, and that's what they're laying in. So these were all developed to work in that realm. Everyone has their own method, but I've been experimenting with these arboreal nest boxes, and all my nest boxes have been above ground, never on the substrate, and they're working for me. So I've just been like messing around with that, you know.
Yeah.
So, do you have any more products that you are trying to work on, besides nest boxes?
I have nest
What else
boxes.
have
I have hides. I have my arboreal. They're like feeder rings and everything like that as well. I can show you some of the hides and stuff like that if you want to
Yeah,
see
let's
those.
see some of it.
Yeah.
Turn this into QVC of arboreal animals.
It's, what up, Pat? Shout out Pat with the pale figures.
This is another one of my
Sounds
products
like
that
a
I make.
porno.
This one just came out the 3D printer, honestly. But this is like, and this is an arboro hide, so it comes with this clip in the back, so you can attach it anywhere in your
What up,
enclosure
Kyle?
and move it around, and everything like that. And my tree monitors, all my tree monitors have them in their enclosures, and they hide inside of there. You can use this for your snakes as well. And then I have the cups. I don't know if you can kind of see them in here. Here's a good example of one. But I have these cups where you can put them. You could take out food and everything like that. Place them there. You can get them here if you want to move food around and put water or something like that. I can do that and make it easy accessible to my animals. So there's just it's things that I designed to work for my tree monitors that I made my work with them easier, and that's what I sell right now. To be quite honest, man, I'm so busy with life
What
and
up,
work and
Kyle?
everything like that. I don't promote a lot of this stuff. If you know that I do
What's
this,
up,
you can hit
Randy?
me up. I'll sell you it. But I don't do a lot of this stuff no more. It's unless someone requests it from me, you know.
Yeah, life's
Hey,
been life.
how is those pothos plants that you those nose that you back? How is those growing?
Bro, have you not seen this behind me? Look at this. Oh, bro, if I show you, you see this
Cause
plant?
I snooze, man. I snooze. I was supposed to grab one for
Bro,
Christmas.
bro, this plant. Let me see if I can untangle the whole thing so you can see how long it is. I wrapped this around a tree. It's just been growing like crazy, man.
I snoozed, dog, and I was pissed off.
Well, you're in luck, bro, because I'm going back to Puerto Rico this Friday, and I'm out there for like 2 weeks, and I'm bringing back a bunch.
All right, bet I'll send you. I'll send you some money. I'll sell you some money tomorrow.
Look, man, look. This is one of the plants. Look how long that is. That's from one node
See,
that grew
I love
in this
pothos.
plant.
I want to put one in my house and grow it around here.
Yeah, but this is some giant strain. This is some giant strain of pothos. You can see like how big the leaves are on them compared to normal stuff. They get huge, man. Like I'll rip
If
off.
you know me, you know I love a good strain.
Like yeah, these leaves get humongous, bro, compared to normal pothos
Yeah,
stuff and everything like that. You
I
know,
like that.
so I'll fix this up later.
I love a good strain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but I'm going away to Puerto Rico on vacation for 2 weeks, and then I come back, and then I'm having Tree Monitor Fest. So shout out if you guys want to go to Tree Monitor Fest. Tree Monitor Fest. I'm just doing a quick plug. I'm doing like it's a yearly meet. This is going to be my second time doing it for the people up in the East Coast. If you want to meet your local reptile guys out here in New York City, it's an open invite. I'm gonna have a barbecue in the
What up,
backyard.
Chris?
I'm gonna show the
What up,
room and everything
Randy?
like that. And you're more than welcome to come by if you want. You can find that information on my Instagram about Tree Monitor Fest, the 31st
Chris,
of August. Yeah.
Undertaker, baby.
Undertaker, Chris. All right, man. We got about 20
Oh,
minutes left, man. Uh, tell us about anything that we didn't get to talk about.
and what's up? And how you prepping your females for the upcoming breeding season?
Oh, right now they're just leaning out right now. So I'm leaning all the animals out, like basically like I'm feeding them only like once a week right now.
Yeah.
That's generally enough for them. And when in October, I'm going to be pumping them back up with like a lot of food. And it's because it's going to be cooler weather. It generally brings on better breeding behaviors and everything like that for the animals. So within like I want to say November, I should be pairing everyone up and hopefully get a bunch of clutches of eggs and everything like that. Yeah, he says. Yeah, in Florida, you can definitely get a lot of those stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I've seen same thing. I've seen Puerto Rico. They grow trunks like they grow nodes thick, bro, like huge. No diddy, bro, but like they get real big.
Girl, thick. Girl.
He said he grew up thick, huh? Okay.
Yeah, and I collect them and bring them back.
I prefer the Puerto Ricans that's grown thick. Thank you. Y'all can keep the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, you keep them J-Los.
I ain't say that now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Latino women everywhere.
Yeah.
So I did gotta I think I just realized another question I wanted to ask you, man. How is it maintaining certain environmental conditions in New York where you guys definitely have cold winters?
Damn, where are you guys at? I know. Kino's in Chicago. Where are you at?
I'm in Texas. I'm in San Antonio.
Oh, damn, dude, you're lucky,
Man, the
bro.
coldest to get down there is like 30, 40
Oh,
degrees, though.
yeah. I wish it was like that, man. It's hard, honestly, for real. It is hard in the wintertime. That's what made me build these cages with the 3 lamps because my biggest
Yeah.
issue at the time was keeping the bottoms warm enough for the animals to utilize them. Uh,
Especially having them in the basement where it's naturally
Basically,
cold enough.
exactly. It gets
Kino's
super
a pro
cold
at
down
keeping
here, you know?
bottoms warm.
Yeah, yeah. It gets real cold down here, and so I needed to develop a
Shout
way
out
to
to a
keep
warm, wet
the
bottom.
areas consistent. So that's what I came up with, and yeah, you see it all the time with my animals in the wintertime. Everyone gets consistently slower. They're eating a lot less. They're breeding more, but they're eating less and everything like that. And it's honestly thanks to the heating stuff, and that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't do the big cages. It's because they
Yeah.
don't know how to manage the temperatures throughout the entire cage and how to keep a floor warm enough for their animals. And then they'll say, my animals doesn't use the bottom. That's why I only use this size enclosure. But if you provide that area with them that can heat them up, that they'll utilize it for you. But it took a lot of like figuring this out. 4 years of doing the tree monitor, 4 or 5 years doing the tree monitor stuff, and I finally figured out in the last year the best way to do that, which is the heating elements at the bottom and everything like that, which is making it nice for me.
When you start having success with your breeding, the people who were hating at first, telling you, "Ah, man, you can't keep your animals in those big enclosures," have they kind of quieted down, or
No,
is it
bro.
is it a new
Fuck
level of hate
no. No,
that's
dude.
And,
emerged?
The
and
hate
did
just
you
got bigger, bro. Bro, when I got my first babies, boy, you don't even understand. When I got my first babies, I got people hitting me up saying, "Yo, bro, you cut the eggs, bro. You didn't breed those. You cut the eggs. Like you're supposed to let them come out naturally. No egg cutting. They just came out by themselves." And I still had people being like, "I didn't even do it. I still did it wrong. I'm doing all this other shit wrong." Like, bro,
Yeah,
I get no break. Now everything's chill because I went out and I was like, "Look, bro, I'm an adult. You're an adult. Let's mind our own damn businesses. And if we need to talk to each other, let's talk to each other like adults. But why do you care, bro? Why do you care?" I had at one point some random dude hit me up from like that worked at a zoo, hitting me up to talk about me cutting eggs because he heard it from someone online telling him that I'm cutting eggs, and he had to call me to talk about cutting eggs because they thought that I cut eggs, bro. It was like so stupid. I was like, why
it's
would I
gonna whoop
wait?
your ass, Eddie.
Bro,
yeah.
I was like, why would I risk incubating something for 160 days for me to fuck it up by cutting the egg early, bro? That sounds so stupid. Like, so I could get no breaks, man. But no, man, people, the biggest thing,
You're a
the
really
biggest
nice
thing,
person, Eddie.
yeah.
You're a way nicer person than I
Dude,
am.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I used to be about it. I used to be like, yo, you want to fuck around? Let's fuck around. I'll troll back as hard as you will. I
No diddy.
promise, right? I used to
Yeah,
be, but it gets old, man. When you're like, you get the whole mob jumping on you and trying to get on you because you did one thing, and then one person says something, and then now 20 people think that about you. That shit gets that gets tiring real fast. So I try to avoid that as much as I can now, and
Travis. That's like Travis. I call Travis the negotiator. Like he, Travis is gonna be settling a lot of stuff down.
yeah.
Cause
But
Some of it.
look, it's
Some
like
of it. Some of
Travis
it.
young. Travis younger than me, but Travis like he. I swear he like the old man, right? Cause I'll hit him up with something, and I'll be popping off. He be like, "Well, and you got this, so and so, so and so." I be like, "This smooth talking ass nigga right here, man. It sound like a 45-year-old man." He get off that
Some
crown. He get off that crown and get to talking real smooth, man.
I don't even drink Crown. According to Keno, I drink Crown. I use Crown Royal bags as
How did I get
vessels
this?
for
How did I get
just
this then?
carrying.
Your snake. You sent one of your snakes in there.
I did not. I never sent this man a snake in a Crown Royal bag. That's not the truth.
That's a lie.
Uh,
But like
So
back to answer your question, man, I had the biggest thing that's happened that's positive about the whole size and enclosures is that more and more people that talk to me about animals or getting tree monitors, they're all doing cages as big as mine or even bigger than mine, and that's been a cool thing, you know. Like no one's gonna talk about the breeders, the big breeders doing it. They're never gonna do it, but they're doing it. They're starting to do it bigger, which is cool, man. I really fucking like seeing that.
So when you do these new cages with this new HVAC system, like what's it all gonna entail, man? Did you design it or did you have somebody else design it?
No, I designed it all. It's so the biggest thing that I designed it for was like because I rent. I rent in New York City, right? This ain't my fucking house, and to be quite honest, I don't want to live in New York City and retire in New York City. I want to like my future goals is to move to Puerto Rico or even like a place with a big old house, right? So I can have a facility in the back. That's the plan. But cages are fucking expensive to build, right? And so every time I have to move, every single time I have to destroy my cages. So the new cages that I'm building are modular, so that I can remove them. Like I was able to find one of the cool new things that I developed my cages around was that I was able to find these big 7-foot tubs. They're like 7-foot by 4-foot tubs. They're giant tubs, and I can then build my framing system on top of that. So it's going to be like aluminum channel with sliding glass still, and then the panels are like
just like slide and pull out tubs.
Yeah, slide and pull out. No, they're like big. They're called like sump spillage tubs. So
No, what I'm saying is
you.
like you when you build the frame, you'll be able to pull the tubs out at the
No,
bottom.
no, no, no. They're sitting there. The reason why I
Okay.
want to use the tubs is because they're 100% waterproof. Like I don't ever have to worry about it leaking. They already have
Yeah.
drains installed. They're lightweight for the most part, and I can move it. So that's the biggest thing is to be able to take this all apart and move it in the case I have to move it. So that's
You
why
get
we're
complaints
doing
from
that.
you get complaints from your landlord, from the people you rent from.
They don't fucking know, dude. Don't tell them that. Nobody fucking know. You see these things up top? That's a whole track system I did so that when maintenance has to come, this whole shit is covered with a big ass cover. Like it's a whole big blind system that's like floor to ceiling. And when they ask like what's behind there, it's like equipment. That's it. I turn off all my lights. I'm like, it's equipment. That's it. Like they don't ask no
They ain't
questions. I
got
pay the
no
fucking rent.
they ain't got no rumors about you. Be like Eddie back there hiding people in the sex bedroom.
Nah, nobody fucking
Sex
knows
room.
shit, man. I'm low
Yeah.
key over here, dude. Other than Tree Monitor Fest, that's
Ain't
the
no
only time
sex
I'm
in
not.
Eddie's champagne room.
Champagne room. Boom boom room.
I mean, it looks cool, man. As far as the designs that you have laid out, man, it sounds like with the intake and the forced airflow, it sounds a lot like the Heretic that Focus Cube is putting out.
Yeah. Same, but just on a bigger scale. Is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
build mine. I like their design, but I don't want to do PVC because for me it's like that's just heavy still, and I want something that's really lightweight, very easy to move, very easy to build. Like I like with the new plan, the cages that I'm building, I'll be able to disassemble them in like an hour, all of them, and I just stack all the tubs together and then I'm gone. I can move wherever I want. And they can fit through my doors and go anywhere that I need to. And then if I
How does
ever
the lady go ahead, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't cut you off.
if I ever get in a position where I gotta like let everything go, I can easily sell all those enclosures compared to selling this shit. Like I built these, they cannot come out of this house the way I built them.
How does your significant other, how does she feel about your green sheet monitor obsession?
Well, lucky for me, when she met me, I had my own crib and I had all this, and so she saw that and she was like,
You sat
okay.
back, you grabbed your nuts, you was like, look, you're gonna have to deal with this shit.
Yeah, right, exactly. Pretty much, it
So
was like,
like
if you
Benny
want to
said,
deal with
you're gonna have
me,
to get down and lay down.
yeah, exactly. Pretty much, it was like if you want to deal with me, this comes with it. And then when we were
You just
looking for a
filed the
new
blue
place,
work.
yeah, when we moved to a new place, we picked this specific house to move in because it had a basement and a garage.
Nice.
So I got to keep the basement. The entire basement's mine and it's a really nice done up basement that's mine. I have water down here. I have a garage where I can do all my bullshit projects, and then the animals here. And then upstairs the duplex. So upstairs is our house. We have another bathroom upstairs. We have our kitchen, our bathroom, our living room, our bedroom, all that upstairs and everything like that. So we moved in this house specifically for the animals to give me a space to do the animals. So I got blessed with my shorty to let me do that. And when I'm gone, and I taught her over the years, I taught her how to feed them. When I'm gone away, or in Matanta, she'd be out here feeding the animals, taking care of them, watering them. She a trooper, bro. It took some convincing, but that's why I had to put a ring on it,
Damn.
That
wife
Travis
don't
did the
want
same thing to the game.
None of this stuff he says is true. Like, none of this is true. I have a real wife that bore my 2 big rockhead ass children.
I didn't say you
Not,
didn't have a wife, bro. You just a blade manager. That's all.
not a blade manager.
You're a business
Fuck
management. You're in business management.
Okay.
How's the cycle life been, Eddie? What's up with the cycle, man? And what's up with you riding fast as hell on bikes with no brakes?
Yeah, why do you do that?
Dude.
Why you out here living like that?
Dude, it's just from my I grew up fucking loving bikes, bro.
How do
Like
you
I
go
used
through
to
intersections like that? Like, do you just what? Do you just tell Jesus to take the wheel, or what's going on?
sometimes it depends on the day, bro. Sometimes Jesus takes the wheel, sometimes I
Hey,
do it. But
because
nah,
look,
man.
if you do that shit in Chicago, you'll be meeting Jesus.
Yeah.
These cab drivers are
I
their
got
dog.
homies in Chicago that do that, bro. I got homies out there that ride. I got friends all over the world, bro, that we all come together because of bikes,
Look,
like
pray
we
for
got
them.
these
You know what
yearly
I'm saying?
parties that we throw all over the world too, that we just meet up and because of the bike stuff. But now, man, I've been doing that shit my whole life. I've been doing that my whole life. Like my whole life career, besides like what I'm doing now. Now I'm in school right now, full time to become an engineer. But before that, I was a Olympic race mechanic. So like I have licenses to work on race bikes and things like that for Olympic events and high-end road bikes. Like
Okay.
I even have like I have a bike tattooed, a bike part tattooed on me. On my stomach, I got I have a live fast in letters, stomach rocker.
Tupac style.
Yeah, Tupac style, live fast from when I was riding bikes and everything like that. Like it just is a lifestyle that I came from, and so I've always been about it. But I'm still cycling, bro. I'm riding
You
every
should
day.
have got bike life on there.
Pretty
Good,
much,
good.
bro. Yeah, I just got my shorty, bro. Like I think it was like last week or like a week and a half ago. I took my shorty on her first 100 miles. I took her as 100 miles on the bike.
I
She
saw
did it,
that.
bro.
Well,
Like,
so she
yeah,
got a bike
Yeah.
she got a bike without
yeah.
brakes too?
No, her bike got brakes on it. Her bike's got brake on it. My bike's got brakes on it too. I have bikes with no brakes, but now I ride a lot of my bikes with brakes. I don't got the
How
needs
do
for
you
that shit no
stop?
more,
How do you
bro.
stop on the bike with no brakes? How do you stop? Like,
You skid it, bro. Like you jam the pedals to stop, and you make the shit skid, and that skidding is what makes it stop. Or you take your foot and you just jam it on the back of the wheel, and you make that shit just like grind against your foot to stop it, your shoe to stop it. Like use your shoe as a brake pad, pretty much.
you trying to mess up my Jordans, dog. You
Yeah, man, but it's just a
gonna
lifestyle.
mess up Travis Stacey Adams by doing that.
Oh shit, dude.
I don't think I own.
You do.
No,
You got a pair of
I don't
brown
own a
Stacey
pair of
Adams
Stacey Adams anymore. I don't own a pair anymore.
you got a brown pair with the tassel on them.
No, I don't. I used to have a pair of Stacey's. I don't got a pair of Stacey's
You lie.
no more. I'm
You
not.
get
I'm
on
being
here.
honest
You get
with
on
you.
here a lot every damn week.
Nah, bro. I will tell you this, bro. I got some dress shoes I've never worn. Like 2 pairs of dress shoes I've never worn. I've got a cream colored pair of Tommy Hilfiger dress shoes I've never worn. Had
Damn,
them
What's
for
up with the
green.
10
gator?
years.
What about the gator boots?
The
I
gator
don't wear no
boots.
gators, bro.
Got the knee highs.
Oh, you got some knee highs.
Anyway, man.
Wow. Hold on,
We're
man.
not doing this. We're not doing this. Anyway,
Hold on. He done turned into a blade worker. Damn, that's crazy.
we got a few minutes left. Eddie, you got anything else you want to say before we get up out of here, man?
If anything, man, I would just say thank you for the opportunity to come out here and like tell my story and everything like that and catch up with you guys. Like I'm a big advocate for the animals. I love the animals. My passion is like all 100 over here, and if there's anybody in the community that feels like they want to get into this stuff and wants to get more information and learn about this stuff, man, I'll tell you, like the community is beautiful for these animals, all animals. Tremont as the community is beautiful. it can be a little bit daunting figuring out the right information and where to get that information. But if anybody wants information on these animals, they can always contact me. I'm an open book. You can talk to a lot of these people in the chat too that contacted me, and I'll talk to them all day about how I do this, and I share my stuff publicly online, and how I build this and how I do that and all this other stuff, so people can learn from my mistakes and what I'm doing, so that they can keep their animals good. And in the future, man, you know, for people that want to take these crazy trips like I'm taking to Batanza and everything like that, like they're going to continue for me. And my plan is to open those doors for other people to want to do that as well. So if there's anybody in the future that wants to entertain the idea of going to see these animals in the wild, whether it's tree monitors or tree pythons or any type of these animals, let me know, man. We can talk about some of this stuff, because in the future I am going to open the door so that people can do this as well, you know. But that's pretty much it, man. My name's Eddie. I love Blue Tree Monitors, and I'm glad that I can share that experience with everybody that wants to watch it, man.
Eddie, when you hit the magnifying glass at the bottom of Instagram, what pop up, dog?
What does your Explore page look like on Instagram?
Oh, when I go on, oh shit! Oh man! Oh shit, dude! Yo, I hope my wife's not seeing this, bro.
Say less.
No,
Say less.
yeah,
Say
no,
less.
man. I can open it. I can show you, bro. It's not that crazy. It's a lot of camera shit, camera back shit, dude.
You don't gotta show us. It's just a question. It's just a question.
Damn, bro. You get a lot of people in trouble with that, bro.
Hey man, you know, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. People be like,
when you was in Indo, did you see anybody like any? Now, did you? I'm gonna emphasize grown-ups because we got some weird people in here. Did you see any grown-ups that like under 5 feet tall?
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah, dude. I got pictures of some guys that I would go, dude. I would like the story I told. The story I told you. The story I told you with the guys for my birthday that came back and brought me the jungle fish, right? These dudes were like, bro, I swear to God, they were like in their 50s, man, and they didn't come. They came up to like my belly button, bro. Like these guys were like maybe 4'5", maybe 5 foot, bro. They are small, bro, but they're strong as shit. They're strong as shit.
Did you see grown women over there that were around the same size?
No, I saw them taller. I saw a lot of women taller and that size too. Yeah. I saw a couple. I would say the mainland, like the people Batanza.
They just strong midget.
No. I'm not gonna say that, dude.
Listen,
they're strong though. They're strong.
Just gonna be over there with a limbo stick next to his belly button. Talking about, you want to dip underneath my belly button? You want to dip? You want to dip underneath my belly button?
He said they're strong as fuck.
All right, man. We appreciate you for coming on, bro. Don't entertain no more Keto's nonsense. Keno, you got anything you want to say before we sign up out of here?
When do you plan on opening these trips to Indo to visit the people that's height challenge?
No shit. I would say, man, in the next year for sure, dude. Like I already have another trip planned this year. I'm 100% going out there. I'm going back very soon. I don't want to say when exactly.
How much was one trip? Like one person. How much did you spend?
That's the thing. It's expensive, man. Just like I would say, if I were paying just for the trip alone, like just by myself, I spent the first time I spent about like $2,000 just on the flights to get to Sarong, and then the guides about like another $2,000 on the guides. That's just on my end what I'm spending. You know, about is what you're spending.
About $500 to pay the play. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, damn it, bro.
Shut
no,
up.
I was talking about to take boats to different islands.
Yeah. You can do it. You can do it if you save up if you save up a good, like, it depends on where you're at, because it depends on what side of the country of the world you're at, it can be cheaper. But I would say if you take $5,000 safely, you'll be able to do whatever you want in those countries and see whatever animal you want. Not do whatever you want. I'm not gonna see whatever you want. See reptile related, bro. Animal related, all right? Let's show. I'm talking reptiles here, bro.
Eddie, you saying reptile related. That's not what he's thinking. That is not what this man
What
is
you mean,
thinking.
man? I
Get
like
out of
experience
here.
different cultures, like Indo people food, all that art, music.
It's good. That area is good. It's nice. That Jakarta,
I'm nothing
Jakarta
wrong
is
with country,
beautiful.
man.
I'll tell you, Sarong. There ain't shit in Sarong, bro. Unless you want to go see like fucking, I don't need. There's nothing over there. There's nothing in Sarong. But
Ain't
Jakarta is
nothing wrong.
beautiful. No,
All right.
Sarong, you use that to get to the Raja Ampat. That's where all the beauty is. But Sarong, I didn't see anything out there that I was worthwhile for me.
You
Well,
said all the hoes
don't.
in Raja Empire.
Okay, all right. That's been us for the CVR tonight. Hey, Eddie, man,
No, I
we
just
super
mess with
appreciate
Eddie,
you
man.
for coming through.
Nah, honestly, man, we're gonna be looking forward to the documentary. I know, man, that's in production for a long time, so I think anything that you put that much production in is gonna be worth waiting, man. That's
That's
gonna
what
be
we're
a movie
hoping.
for real.
That's
And
what
let
we're
us
hoping
know,
for,
bro.
bro.
We'll help. We'll put it out there for you on the
Hell yeah, hell
CVR,
yeah.
bro.
Most definitely, man.
Because I
How
definitely
would you?
want to see it.
Hey, one more thing. How would you be making it available? Did you decide that you want to do like a long format YouTube
No,
video
dude,
or?
no. We're pitching, like I said, we're pitching this to like Netflix and like National Geographic. Like we're trying to put this
Oh,
at a big level. Like we're trying to get this. We want you to be able to see this in your house, streaming type of deal. So
X
that's the level
videos.
we're pitching to. Everything we're taking, like the cameras we're taking, everything like that. We're filming on. We got our production that we spent on it. I'll tell you right now, I probably invested in the last like year on this, probably like close to like 35 grand on trying to produce
Mm,
this.
damn,
So
dog.
yeah, like of my own bread, like in the camera
That
equipment, the
Father Blue
trips, the
money.
traveling, the logistics, and everything like that. I put a lot of my own money. I tried crowdfunding, and I ended up raising like $600, from
Yeah.
crowdfunding. But
So
yeah,
it definitely wasn't worth the headache.
no, exactly, and so everything else has been out of my own pocket, selling animals, selling my stuff, my equipment, saving up bread, and working towards this
Yeah.
whole thing to make it happen. So we're going to try this the same way I told you guys I was going to make everything happen last year. Hopefully next year we have the same conversation and it's the same thing here.
Yeah. Well, you'll definitely be back next year because we definitely want to get the story behind the documentary. But that's been us for the CBR tonight. We appreciate Eddie. Show him some
Shout
love.
shout out to Father
Hell
Blue,
yeah,
man. Go
hell yeah.
follow him on IG at Father Blue.
We appreciate y'all for stopping through, man. That's been us for the CBR. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, till
See
next
ya.
week, y'all. Peace. Take it easy. Peace in the Middle
Peace.
East and love midgets.
Oh,